Go ahead and get started. First question, Mark Berman.
Got a couple questions. One, can you tell us who your starters are tonight?
Yeah, we have Victor Oladipo, Daniel House, Jae'Sean Tate, PJ Tucker, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Are the protocols preventing you from being able to see your father?
Yes.
That's too bad, huh?
Yeah, it's very bad.
Adam Spolin.
Stephen, is Victor going to sit tomorrow, and do you expect to have John and Eric back for that game?
Yeah, John and Eric should be back for tomorrow, and we're expecting Victor not to play tomorrow.
And on Victor, obviously it's going to be tough whenever you join a team in the middle of the season and you guys really haven't had much practice time. But the fact that his role tends to change depending on who he's on the floor with, does that make his transition even tougher?
That's a really good point. Yes, it does. There's nights like tonight where he'll be a primary ball handler and he's going to have to get others involved and initiate plays. And then there's nights where he's playing with John and he's the recipient of actions and he's the finisher in plays. So yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to come into a new system and be thrust into either the role of initiator, point guard, distributor, or two guard coming off screens or being a secondary option off of actions. So to your point is very, very valid.
How do you evaluate a player when he's trying to do all those things in such a short period of time?
Yeah, it's hard. He just plays and he does his best. And like today, we had a conversation. He's like, "Well, what should I run? What kind of plays should I run?" So we went over that, and it is. I wouldn't say I'm like evaluating really him or anybody who plays a lot. It's just kind of figuring out where they fit best. And I guess to your question, that's the issue. Like, how does it fit better, or how can I make it easier for him and for the group?
Jonathan Fagan.
When you've got guys sitting out, but who are healthy, but just for maintenance reasons like this, how do you determine who sits when and what goes into the different combinations, particularly as Eric is now added to that group where you're having to manage it a little bit?
Yeah, it's something we've talked about for the last 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks maybe. We had a big meeting and we reevaluated every week or so and trying to figure out which are the better games. And it's hard. It's hard to figure out what is the criteria for which is a better game for a guy to sit out or not. But we try to do our best, and with John and Vic being primary ball handlers, that makes it even a little bit harder. So now you add Eric to the mix, and it makes it really hard. So there's a lot of kind of conversations and thought that goes into it without getting too deep into the who's and whys and what's. We kind of have this plan and we're going with it until we don't have to deal with it anymore.
So who's sitting out the Dallas and Indiana games in a couple of weeks?
I mean, we have a plan, but that plan can change.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Christos. There you go.
Hello, Coach. Without Eric and without John, how different will gonna be your offensive plan tonight? And also, what impressed you most from Charlotte's last night game?
It's gonna be very different without two of our top scorers on the floor. So Victor will have to do a lot as far as handling the ball, getting everybody organized, scoring. But then we're going to have someone else step up, House getting the opportunity to start tonight, that'll be great for him. Jae'Sean Tate, with his progression, needs to, just kind of play his game. And with Tuck and Cuz out there, we're going to have to figure out a way to score some points tonight, with missing not just John and Eric, but Christian as well. So it's going to be a challenge for us, but we're up to the challenge for sure. And we talked about ways as far as playing a little bit faster, getting to our drive and kick game, things like that, to make it good. As far as their game last night, they played really well. They played fast. Ball is a problem as far as getting the ball up the floor quickly, and whether he's making a play for himself. I think one of his best gifts is his ability to make others better with his passing ability. So it's going to be up to us to get our defense set so we don't have to play against their transition tonight.
Pam Hurley.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well. Just curious, your initial impressions of Gordon Hayward's play this year in Charlotte, and what makes him such a tough cover defensively, or what will make him such a tough cover defensively tonight.
Yeah, he's been really good. He fits right in. He's one of those kind of players who he kind of just fits. He fits well, whether you need him to space and make shots or curling into the lane and using his size to shoot over defenders. He really is a good fit for this group and for this team, whether they're playing faster with the ball at the point and they're getting the ball up the floor pretty quickly. He can do that, or as well as play in the half court and utilize. They have little post up actions for him, and they have pin downs for him, and they allow him to play pick and roll. I guess it's his versatility that really helps the most when it comes to him and this team.
We'll take two more. Kaylee Griffin.
Hey, Coach, with a message to this team, and something that's been echoed throughout the season, has been getting off to strong starts. Obviously, without Wood, Wall, and Eric Gordon, you lose a little bit of the initial punch. What is the message to the team as you start this game, and do you credit some of the slower starts to the ever-changing starting lineups that you've had?
Yeah, I do. It's hard to get a rhythm. It's hard to for everybody to kind of get a feel for what will it take for us to get off to a good start. And generally, we've been getting off to decent starts, and then halfway through or 4-minute mark, we'll struggle a bit and give up more points than we should, or miss a few more shots. The goal for us is not to really shoot so quickly in the shot clock, especially when it comes to threes. We'll take an early three if it's in rhythm, but we don't want to just have. I think last game we were either no pass three, or one pass three a majority of the time without the ball hitting the paint. And for me, it's important for our group to get the ball into the paint, play with pace, get the ball into the paint, and then create for threes, or create for layups, or create for others. So that'll be the focus tonight as far as our start of the game, playing with pace, but playing with smart pace.
And last question, Jonathan Fagan.
Kind of like the game in Dallas. Does it even feel like going back to someplace you spent so much time, when there's no fans in the building, when you can't go anywhere but the hotel and the arena, or it is still the same arena? How does it feel for your first time back there as a head coach?
Feels different. I mean, it doesn't feel as good as it would if my parents were sitting in their normal seats, because they come to every Hornets game when there are fans in the stands, and they actually sit directly behind the home bench. And and there's a lot of friends and family that I have here in Charlotte that I wish I could see and wish I could share this moment with. I look into the rafters and see Bobby Phil's jersey hanging, and it is a reminder of him, because I was here when he was here, but also his family, Kendall, his wife, and Trey and Kirsty, his kids, who I wish I could see on this trip, but I can't. So, yeah, to answer your question, it would be a lot better if there were fans in the stands. But I totally get, like, I don't want it to seem like it's sour grapes or like I'm in this horrible position, because I'm in a great position. I'm the head coach of the Rockets, and it's awesome. And it just would be cool if there were fans in the stands and my parents were here.
Your folks going to change sides where they get their season tickets next season?
No, so this is my third year that I've been gone. They've kept the same seats. So my dad likes to be in the huddle, you know, like it's about as close as he can get to the huddle, and they're like directly behind the bench. So it's almost like he's in the huddle. So it's good for him. It's not like he's gone to 50 years of NBA games, and he still just has that itch, and it's cool. And the staff, JB, James Borrego, and the other assistant coaches, and Buzz Peterson and Mitch Kupchak, they've all been great to him. So he walks around here like he's the man, like he should.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.